Okay, 안녕하세요. My name is RAI, and I'm a traveler and an educator. So for the last almost 15 years, I've been traveling in Southeast Asia, China, Korea, and Japan. And I really like to spend time in Southeast Asia, mainly because there is so much energy in Southeast Asia right now. When I compare to East Asia, say Japan and Korea, to Southeast Asia, I see that there is a lot more younger population in Southeast Asia. The demographic is like that. And then also, this is maybe the first generation of Southeast Asians who are making enough money to get out of their country, to visit the nearby countries, to make friends with people around them. So they are very curious, and they really want to go and connect with people in surrounding countries. And I think the other factor is we have a lot of budget airlines, so it's easy for people to travel to each other's countries. And people in ASEAN don't need visas for each other's countries, so that also encourages travel. And I think one of the bigger factor is that we have a lot of events now. We have events like bar camps, which has more than 1,000 people. We have bar camps in almost all the major cities in Southeast Asia, and people travel. And in a bar camp, they talk about everything, all the way from startups to food to technology to even how to find a girlfriend. So it's a lot of fun things that happen. And then last year in Indonesia, we had an event which was like ASEAN Bloggers Summit. ASEAN Bloggers. So they had many bloggers from Indonesia, as well as they invited other travel blogger, food blogger from Philippines. Okay, I think that's a good point. We have different languages, but again, what is happening is, like, if they have gone to the university, they speak some English, and they speak actually quite good English. Like, again, this may be the first generation that is speaking pretty good English. Again, countries like Singapore, Malaysia, and Philippines, they do speak English, so it's not too bad. But countries like Indonesia, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand, where it's second language, you can find that the young people do speak decent English. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Do you make your network to Korean people, like with a startup, and they really want to go with their passion?
Yeah.
You have something like a word to Korean people?
Yeah, sure. I mean, one advantage that I think Korean people have is that in most of these countries, people love Korean popular culture. I mean, I have friends in Myanmar who can sing Korean songs, who want to go and study Korean after school, just because they love Korean popular culture so much. And it's the same in, if you look at Vietnam, many of my Vietnamese friends, especially the girls, you can see their Facebook is full of Korean fashion. So there is already a connection for Korean people. I think what they can do is, when they come to these countries, just look up maybe sites like meetup.com. Singapore has a very big Korean meetup community.
Oh, really?
I think there's almost like 2,000 members.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they go to sing, they go for karaoke, they go for food. So yeah, and then even I remember, like, once I went to Kuala Lumpur and I was very bored. So I looked up the meetup, and they had a Korean meetup happening that day. So I just went and joined, and they are more than happy to have you. Yeah, so there is already a connection. People like stuff from Korea. So it's very easy to make a connection with these countries.
The one more question is about that.
Yeah.
To Korea, you have something in the world to Korean people who is really wanna make a
Startup. Yeah. So again, I would say, like, if you're thinking of some idea, you want to make a startup, and then maybe you want to learn some programming, or you want to hire a programmer, or it's like a small team, 2 or 3 people, I would say any place in Korea would be expensive. The office space is expensive, and then your accommodation is expensive. I would recommend, like, just take maybe 2 or 3 months off and stay in a city like Chiang Mai or Phnom Penh or Ho Chi Minh City, because one is the cost is so much cheaper. There are many co-working spaces, especially in Cambodia and Vietnam. Almost all the hostels have very good Wi-Fi. There is Wi-Fi everywhere. You can sit in a street shop and do your programming. And plus, I think now, especially now in the last few years, there are many technology events